Hey, Gavin McHale here. And if you're a coach and you're already doing six figures online, but your business has kind of felt heavier than you feel like it should lately, I just want to share something I've been working on. Over the past about 18 months or so, I've been seeing a lot of the same patterns with a lot of my coaching clients. They were growing, but then every month kind of felt like they were starting from scratch and there were big highs and there were big lows. Revenue was good, but it came with this constant undercurrent of stress. And the more I looked at it, the more that I kind of dug in on it with a lot of questions and just kind of looking at their model, the clearer it became that it wasn't their marketing, it wasn't their delivery, it wasn't like any one of those pieces that was broken. It was actually the whole model that was broken. And most coaching businesses were built for a different time. They were built when ads were cheap. They were built when buyers were really eager and acquisition was much easier, right? So they were built on this front end loaded acquisition model. And that has changed drastically over the past year or so. And so if it's feeling harder for you to get new clients than it used to, that's because it straight up is. So instead of stacking more tactics onto something that's already been maxed out, I started focusing on this one question is what would happen if we just made the clients you already have stay longer, win bigger, and then of course buy more. And that's where this all came from. And I call it the unfair advantage method. It's basically a three-part system for scaling retention, referrals, and then, of course, recurring revenue without actually having to do more work. And I want to walk you through it quickly, probably in less than 10 minutes, so you can see if it makes sense for where you're at to test it out. So the first pillar is what I've been calling the evergreen client engine. So this is where we make your offer easier to sell because it delivers better. We're going to set up systems and touch points so that your clients feel supported, seen, and actually like proud to stay. Right. So I've been doing this with a lot of my clients. We've been setting up these systems, setting up these touch points, and they've been noticing that that LTV has been creeping up nicely. So a lot of people think that retention is about providing more modules, providing more check-ins or like more detailed check-ins, more accountability. I don't think that it is. It's about designing an experience. It's about creating an experience that makes actually leaving feel like a stupid decision. Like, why would I leave when I have all of this here for me? And it's like I said, it's not about more. It's about more of the things that are actually going to move the needle for them. So that's what we do with the Evergreen client engine. And like I said, we've been setting up some interesting pieces and these touch points for the coaches clients, and the clients have been really loving it. Like they've been connecting with each other more. It's been creating this community, so that's been really positive. So the second pillar is the inner shift system, and this is a lot of the work that I do. This part's pretty interesting. So I believe that most churn actually happens because clients hit an internal block, right? They either hit self-doubt that like maybe this isn't working anymore. They hit a place of fear where like I don't think that I can go any further. I'm scared to go any further. I've already come this far. This is too different. There's too much. I'm panicking. And then that often leads to overwhelm. So that's generally where I feel most churn comes from. So instead of giving them, these like modules or like shifts in accountability or even another mindset module that they're just going to skip, we install two things. Um, Coaching calls where like I am installed into your business for monthly coaching calls, and then self-led tools generally powered by AI that essentially work as coaching assistants and help them work through their own friction in real time. It seems subtle, but it's usually the difference between a client staying 3 months and leaving or staying for a full year or staying 3 months, getting success and re-signing for a year because of what's available to them. The third pillar is what I call the North Star model. So this is all about alignment and then about realignment. So this is both for you and for your clients. But if your business is growing, but your life feels like it's not in alignment with what you want, no amount of money matters and something's going to break. So we get clear on what you actually want your business to look like, how you work, when you want to work, who you want to work with. And we start to rebuild, slowly make changes to rebuild around that. We also get really, really clear with your clients about what they want long term, right? A lot of people I find sign up for a 3 month program thinking that that's going to just be the end all be all. When I get that, I'll just be good. We get them into like, hey, let's plan for a year, let's plan for 3 years, let's plan for 5 years so that they can recognize that this is going to be something that needs to be in their life for a very long time, right? So I think that's what has really helped a lot of our clients get to this point where they don't even really understand, like it's not in alignment with anything that they've been told. They don't understand totally why this is working, but it's working, right? So I've installed this framework into multiple seven-figure coaching businesses over the past year. One of my clients, Bree, she was definitely seeing signs of burnout. She wanted to reclaim some space and some energy. She's got 2 kids, she's married. And once we put the Evergreen client engine in place for her, her retention actually increased by about 30%. And then her back end sales grew without actually really adding any more delivery. We also have my client George, who was hovering around 30, 35K months, but it felt like he was on this like emotional roller coaster all the time. So this inner shift system helped his clients get better results. He's a business coach. So a lot of his clients were worried about, they had struggles with money mindset and overwhelm and things like that. And we were able to get his revenue stabilized within a couple months. So these are not newbie coaches. These are smart, established coaches who already knew how to market, who already knew how to sell. They didn't need tactics. They needed a model that was actually designed for the season they were in and for the season that the industry is in. So if any of this resonates, here's how it works. When someone joins, we start with a long-term vision call for their clients and for them to map out exactly where they want to go. Your clients will get access to some AI coaching assistants that are going to help them work through their mindset blocks between calls. And I'll join your community, no matter where that community is. And I'll act as an embedded coach in your team. We're going to host those monthly group calls to keep engagement and results high and for them to get some actual FaceTime with me. And if you'd like, we can even add private coaching calls between you and me to just stay clear, stay focused as you lead. A few of my clients really like doing that. So think of it like installing a retention system that just runs quietly in the background. So you spend less time worrying about where the next dollar is coming from, and you can focus on doing the work that you actually need to do for your business. So it's not a course, it's not a tactic. It's just a quieter, sustainable way to scale. And like I said, I'm not pressuring anybody who's watching this into doing this. I just want you guys to recognize there's a different way and there's likely a better way. So if you're curious to see how it would look inside your business, to learn more about it, head over to Instagram at Gavin McHale1 and just DM me the word framework. Okay. I'll send you the details. There's actually not even a sales call required. I don't need to jump on a call with you unless you have specific questions. I'm not going to force it. Okay. If it's not the right time, no problem at all. Either way, I hope this is something that gave you something to think about, that gave you something to go, maybe there is a better way if things aren't working the way that you had hoped and don't feel aligned. Anyway, hope this was helpful. If you like this video, please hit like, please subscribe, and we'll talk to you very soon.